Hello and welcome to Weekly Wisdom. My name is Mark Van Buren, and this week I'd like to talk about the practice of just like me. So this practice I learned from Pema Chodron. She's a Buddhist nun. She's also an author of many great books. Look her up because she's fantastic and her teachings are wonderful. But this specific practice, just like me, is really about connecting with other people. So normally when we're out about in the world, we kind of stay to ourselves. When you're riding an elevator, sometimes nobody even talks to each other. When you're on the bus, sometimes everybody's just stuck in their phones or just to themselves, and nobody's really connecting with anybody. And when you're not connecting with other people, you can turn them kind of into just this other. Turning people into an other really causes us to not see them deeply and to see our similarities. And in order to have compassion, you really need to see the other person as yourself. So if you look at what's going on in the world, there's so much hatred going on, and that's because we're labeling people as other, whether it's race or religion. The other, so to speak, is not human, not like us. And that's how human beings can do horrible things to other human beings, because they don't see the similarity. They don't see how they're the same. But instead, they're just looking at their differences and then creating this other that is outside of the community, outside of like us. So this practice, just like me, is kind of a way to remove that boundary of self and other and see instead the similarities. And what's great about this practice is that you can do it anywhere. So you don't have to sit down in meditation and do it. You can just bring it along with you. So next time you're sitting on a bus or in an elevator or just stuck in traffic, try to look at the people around you. Look at the person next to you and think to yourself, just like me, this person wants to be happy. Just like me, this person doesn't want to suffer or be in pain. Just like me, this person doesn't want to lose people they love. And you can fill in any questions or sayings rather that you want to fill in with this just like me. And by doing this, you start to see the person next to you. Normally, the people we don't know, they're just strangers, we could care less. But when you start doing this practice, you start to see that person. And then you start to see that they're not different than you, and that they have the same desires and fears and worries that we all do. And with that realization, naturally compassion arises for that person. And that's really what we need in this world, is to see our togetherness, to see our similarities, rather than focus on our differing opinions or beliefs. And in fact, 2,500 years ago, when the Buddha had his realization or his awakening, or his enlightenment experience, he talked about suffering. And I think this is so important, because suffering is the thing that we all experience. And if we go into a room and we talk about our religious beliefs or politics or just our ideas about life, there's a good chance that we're all going to start arguing and getting mad because of your belief doesn't match my belief, and then all of a sudden you become that other that I was talking about, and then that person is bad, and then we want to argue and fight, and it becomes a mess. But if we walked into that room and we started talking about someone we loved that passed away, or maybe an addiction that we're struggling with, or our anxieties and worries, we would all connect, because we all understand that feeling of suffering. So just like me, this person suffers. Just like me, this person worries. Just like me, this person doesn't want to lose the people closest to them. So try to take this practice out into the world this week and look at the people around you, especially the people that you have difficulties with, whether it's at work or at home, and just realize that just like you, these people are trying to be happy. They're trying to avoid suffering. Although it may not seem that way, because all of us are lost in our neuroses and crazy ways of being in the world. But we're similar in the sense that we want peace, we want happiness, We don't want suffering. We don't want pain and discomfort. So really take this with you and try to connect with the people around you. If not, talking to them, you don't have to say anything to them, but just connect with them on that human level through this practice. So thank you all for watching today. Have a wonderful week. Namaste.